one of the best stories I've ever heard in my whole life. You have to get... Sorry, Ella Henderson. Can you leave the studio, please? I have to check this new song from Jay-Z and Beyonce just to give it a thumbs up. Ryan, how are you, sir?
Doing great, man. Thank you.
I'd love a little peek behind the curtain, Ryan. Like, how does it work when you're trying to, like, pitch a song to an artist? Have you ever, for example, had to sit in front of Beyonce and sing her one of your ideas? What is that like?
Yeah, Beyonce, I remember there was one time in a writing camp in the Hamptons, and I was there, but there was a lot of people there. Sia was there, Greg Kirsten, like one of the Florence the Machine crew was there. And she was just going room to room, really, and listening to, all right, what you got? So she walks in, hey, Ryan, how you doing? It's been a while. Like, well, okay, I know you've been up here working all day. Like, what do you got? And as I'm about to hit play, I just kind of hear this laugh and this laugh in the background that I recognize. I was like, man, that sounds like Jay-Z. Oh, that is Jay-Z. And then Hova walks in and sits down next to her, and it's me, Beyonce, Jay-Z in a room, no one else. He's like, all right, man, what you got? And I was like, oh, geez, no. So that happened. And that was probably the most nerve-wracked I've ever been in a session of my life. Anyway, I ended up doing a song on that album called XO, which became her lead single with I think Drunken Love, the record she did with Jay, came out. They came out at the same time. So, and I found out about XO. I didn't do it that day. I wrote Counting Stars that week, which is funny, but not for Beyonce. And then I found out 9 months later that XO was the lead single. I was in London. True story. I'm in London. I find out the night before it came out. It was coming out 12 hours later. Because she did that Cold Drop album. She was the first person to do it. I was in the studio finishing recording the vocals on Ghost by Ella Henderson. Because I had written Ghost when I was on tour, and I was cutting it on Ella, and then I had to ask Ella to leave the studio and her manager. I said, nobody can be in this room because per request, I have to listen to a mix and no one's allowed to hear this. So like, you have to leave the room. And sat there and heard, I didn't even know that she had recorded the song, Beyonce. I had no idea that she had recorded XO. I had sent it in, they said they loved it, and that was all I heard. And then I found out, hey, it's the first single, it's coming out tomorrow. So anyway, that was a long-winded answer of like,
that's one of the best stories I've ever heard in my whole life. You have to get... Sorry, Ella Henderson. Can you leave the studio, please? I have to check this new song from Jay-Z and Beyonce just to give it a thumbs up.
And Ella will remember that story because it was I was like, I'm sorry, but I know we just met. Can you please go to the other room? I felt bad, but hey, Ghost turned into a good record. That was a big record. So,
it's one of the biggest songs we play on Heart. Ryan, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. I could speak to you all day. You have the best stories. We absolutely love your new single, I Ain't Worried. It is out right now. Ryan Tedder, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you, man.
This is Heart.